according to book review by Gracie Samjetsabam. In the evocative narrative of Escaping the Land, 2021, penned by the esteemed Mamang Dai, readers are transported into the tumultuous epics of Arunachal Pradesh, spanning from the days of the Northeast Frontier Agency NIFA to the contemporary era. Mamang Dai, a distinguished poet and novelist hailing from Arunachal Pradesh, graces this gripping saga with her literary prowess, having been honored with the Padma Shri and Sahitya Akademi Awards. Within the pages of the novel, Mamang Dai intricately weaves the tapestry of Arunachal Pradesh's history, mythology, and political evolution through the eyes of Mamang, the protagonist. Returning to her homeland from Delhi for a project on her native land, Mamang serves as the conduit through which the author melds fiction and history, navigating the transformative journey from the NIFA governance to the formal establishment of Arunachal Pradesh as the 24th state of India in 1987. Mamang's encounter with Luder, an aged statesman and the son of a shaman, sets the stage for the unfolding narrative. A beloved figure in politics, Luder becomes the storyteller, recounting a bygone era, full of possibilities. As Mamang traverses the temporal landscape, she contemplates Luder's philosophical musings on the original obsession, inherent in every individual and the potent forces of dreams and instinct. Initiating the tale with Mamang's contemplative moment as she sifts through an old NIFA notebook, the author gracefully guides the reader through the transformation of lives in villages and districts, symbolized by a delicately pressed fern within the pages of the book. In Mamang Dai's masterful prose, Escaping the Land emerges as a poignant exploration of time, change, and the enduring essence of the human spirit in the breathtaking backdrop of Arunachal Pradesh. In the meticulously structured narrative of Mamang Dai's Escaping the Land, the author skillfully divides the book into 5 distinct sections, each unraveling layers of time and history in the picturesque landscape of Arunachal Pradesh. The story commences with a vivid portrayal of a traditional house perched on a hill, surrounded by dense bamboo thickets and the majestic sweep of mountainous terrain. Within this remote enclave, the author delves into the profound significance of dates and calendars, illustrating the intrinsic connection between timekeeping and the lives of a closely knit community where traditions and familial bonds hold paramount importance. The omnipresent theme of time emerges as a narrative thread woven throughout the novel. Dai's exploration of time unfolds with a recognition of its methodical nature, where events transpire in stages, and history is inscribed in the moment. The author eloquently captures the essence of a bygone era, emphasizing the symbiotic relationship between tradition and family, particularly in the context of Pasayat, Dai's hometown. As the narrative unfolds, Dai deftly incorporates a tapestry of pivotal historical events that have left an indelible mark on the northeastern state of India. From the battles against oppression dating back to 1911 to the Uchingmori incident in 1953, the India-China War of 1962, and the liberation of Bangladesh in 1971, the novel serves as a chronicle of the region's tumultuous history. Dai skillfully navigates through the socio-political landscape, addressing significant legislative milestones such as the enactment of the Bill for Control of Organized Crime Act (APOCO) and the far-reaching consequences of these events on the indigenous population. The narrative also encapsulates the transformative journey of individuals, touching upon experiences such as attending boarding school in Shillong, pursuing higher education in Delhi, and navigating the turbulent tributaries of the Brahmaputra River for government employment. Through the lens of fiction, Dai poignantly reflects on the profound shifts in the lives of the men and women in the region concerning education, perceptions of security, and the complex dynamics of migration and infiltration from outsiders. In this literary tapestry, Mamang Dai paints a vivid portrait of Arunachal Pradesh, capturing the ebb and flow of time against the backdrop of its rich cultural tapestry. In certain poignant sections of the narrative, Mamang Dai masterfully incorporates the harrowing experiences of the people confronted with the horrors and violence unleashed by insurgency, militancy, and wartime atrocities. The story, steeped in uncertainty, becomes a canvas where dreams and reality converge, creating a delirious blend of magic and mystery. Dai, with profound insight, interweaves myth as a balm for the harsh realities of history, summoning a mystic rain man whose presence heralds inevitable change and the loss of solitude. While the reassuring refrain, "We are safe in the hills," echoes throughout, the swift pace of temporal transformation prompts introspection among characters like Luder and his companions, challenging the credibility of this once steadfast belief. Dai employs evocative metaphors rooted in the cultural fabric, skillfully incorporating cross-cultural references that traverse beyond the borders of India to the neighboring states of Assam, Nagaland, and Manipur. In the turbulent currents of changing times, the narrative exposes the corrosive influence of money and greed, overshadowing erstwhile virtues of love and loyalty to one's land and people. The story navigates through irreversible stages, from the mythical times of the ancient Kojim civilization to an era where politics asserts dominance over every facet of life. The tale poignantly captures the sentiments of the people grappling with the intricate politics of inclusion and exclusion in the periphery. Luther's bid for the office of chief minister serves as a microcosm of the larger political landscape, marked by promises of development, juxtaposed with a poignant awareness of the changing tides. The character is caught in a dichotomy of great humiliation and a pitying love for his homeland, ultimately succumbing to the machinations of his corrupt political rival, Tanakh, who wields greater financial and human resources. Within this intricate tapestry, a diverse array of characters enrich the narrative, each contributing their unique flavor to the story. The relentless timber trade, driven by avaricious traders, conniving politicians, local middlemen, and a forest mafia indifferent to the virgin forests of the state, serves as a metaphor for the ecological peril mirrored in the corruption depicted in the narrative. Amidst the dire straits and evolving landscapes, Luther grapples with the memory of a bygone era, acknowledging the inexorable changes while harboring a steadfast belief in the potential for pan-Arunachal unity and a hopeful vision of home. Mamang Dai, through her deft storytelling, crafts a narrative that resonates with the complexities of time, politics, and the indomitable spirit of a people facing the challenges of a shifting reality. Mamang Dai emerges as a conscientious historical writer, intricately weaving together the multifaceted history of Arunachal Pradesh within the tapestry of her fictions. Her engagement with history is palpable, blending elements of fact, fiction, and oral memories to revive and chronicle the intricate past of the region. In her latest novel, Escaping the Land, Dai undertakes the ambitious task of dramatizing the complex history of Arunachal Pradesh, offering a nuanced exploration of the social, cultural, and political transitions that have shaped the region. The book, divided into 4 books, serves as a historical journey, tracing the evolution from the days of the Northeast Frontier Agency (NIFA) to the formal establishment of Arunachal Pradesh as a full-fledged state in 1987. Dai's narrative is enriched with a kaleidoscope of historical events, ranging from the Kamsing case of 1911 to the Iking Mori incident of 1953, the Chinese aggression of 1962, and the liberation of Bangladesh in 1972. Through her meticulous storytelling, Dai contributes to a deeper understanding of the obscure past and the tumultuous present of Arunachal Pradesh. One notable aspect of Dai's approach to history is her focus on individual and private experiences, often overlooked in conventional historical accounts. Through her introspective narrative mode, she provides a platform for ordinary people to share their actual experiences, concerns, and challenges. Major characters in her novels become conduits for revealing the profound impact of historical events on the lives of commoners, inviting readers to speculate and inquire into the essence of what really happened. A character like Lipyun, a junior government official, serves as a poignant example. By depicting the hardships faced by government officials in the Indian Frontier Administrative Service during the NIFA days, Dai sheds light on the dedication and patriotism of these trailblazer officials. Lipyun's narrative unveils the challenges of being posted in remote outposts, involving months of foot marches through dense jungles, all while facing the constant threat of wild animals and agitated tribals. Despite these adversities, Lipyun's commitment to the land and its people becomes a testament to the enduring spirit that laid the foundation for the Arunachal Pradesh of today. Through Dai's skillful storytelling, history becomes not just a sequence of events but a vibrant tapestry of human experiences, resilience, and the indomitable spirit of a region navigating its historical journey. In Escaping the Land, Mamang Dai skillfully unravels the cultural history of the tribals in Arunachal Pradesh, relying on the rich tapestry of their oral memory. The collective memories of the Adi community, expressed through myths and legends, serve as a profound story of a region that constitutes the cultural bedrock of the region. Dai employs her acclaimed imaginative prowess to breathe life into the cultural history of the Adi community, narrating the tales of Keen Nane, the Earth Mother, and Nyanyi Meet, the celestial aunt of humans. The novel delves into the deep-seated faith in shamanism within the Adi community, where shamans are believed to possess the ability to heal the sick, communicate with the spirit world, and even bring back the souls of the departed. The character of the Rainman, a shaman with magical powers, becomes a manifestation of this cultural belief, showcasing the intricate interplay between spirituality and daily life. Beads, integral to tribal culture, holds symbolic significance for the Adi community, particularly in the form of tadoks, precious beads representing wealth. Dai unfolds the story of the origin of beads through the belief that spirit wives or lovers bestowed these beads upon men in ancient times. The acquisition of beads involves ritualistic offerings and sacrifices, embodying a deep connection between the material and spiritual realms. The novel also sheds light on the dark chapters of Arunachal Pradesh's social history, exploring the prevalence of intertribal wars, intervillage conflicts, and inter-clan disputes. The insidious system of slavery, a byproduct of these wars, is vividly depicted, highlighting the plight of passive victims. Day's evocative prose captures the generational impact of slavery, where captives lose their identities and memories, resigning themselves to a life devoid of escape or agency. While Dai delves into the historical aspects, she also addresses contemporary issues, particularly the political history of Arunachal Pradesh. Through fictitious characters like Luder, Tanak, Auhun, and Rasa, the novel presents a vivid portrayal of the present political turmoil. Dai offers profound insights into the repercussions of past political apathy and insensitivity, tackling burning issues such as insurgency and the plight of refugees in the state. In essence, Escaping the Land emerges as a multifaceted narrative that seamlessly weaves together the threads of cultural, social, and political history, providing readers with a panoramic view of Arunachal Pradesh's intricate past and its complex present. Mamang Day's storytelling transcends mere historical documentation, offering a profound exploration of the human experience within the historical context of the region. In Escaping the Land, Mamang Dai skillfully traverses the terrain of Arunachal Pradesh's history, intertwining the lives of imaginary characters with real historical situations. Her narrative, a masterful blend of fact and fiction, serves to humanize the complex history of the region, both mapped and unmapped. Day's literary craftsmanship, showcased in this novel, becomes a poignant exploration of Arunachal Pradesh's past, especially its colonial and post-colonial history, which has often been overlooked in political discourse. Day's narrative strategy involves delicately weaving together the personal stories of imaginary characters with the broader historical context, effectively creating a tapestry that brings to life the nuanced history of Arunachal Pradesh. The novel becomes a vehicle for the untold stories and forgotten narratives that have shaped the present-day reality of the region. By interweaving fact and fiction, Dai manages to evoke a visceral sense of the historical landscape, humanizing the often neglected aspects of Arunachal Pradesh's past. The historical significance of Arunachal Pradesh, intricately linked with the broader history of the nation, comes to the forefront in Day's storytelling. The colonial and post-colonial dimensions of the region's history are seamlessly integrated into the narrative, offering readers a deeper understanding of the multifaceted layers that have shaped Arunachal Pradesh. Despite the novel's fictional overtone, the historical sensibility remains intact, underscoring the meticulous research and dedication with which Dai has approached the task of unearthing historical memories. Day's commitment to capturing the essence of Arunachal Pradesh's history is evident in her thorough exploration of oral narratives and archival records. The novel becomes a vessel through which she meticulously documents landmark events, shedding light on the historical trajectory of the region. Escaping the Land emerges as a momentous effort in Mamang Day's literary repertoire, a testament to her ability to blend imagination with historical precision. In this insightful review by Nyokir, a member of the Arunachal Pradesh Literary Society, the significance of Day's work in bridging the gap between the fictional and historical realms is acknowledged. The novel stands as a poignant and impactful contribution to the understanding of Arunachal Pradesh's history, providing readers with a rich and textured exploration of a region often relegated to the periphery of mainstream discourse. In the year 2022, John Pebi Tato was bestowed with a signed copy of Escaping the Land by the renowned Padma Shri Mamang Dai. Upon delving into the chapters, a profound fascination gripped him, particularly with the compelling narrative surrounding the House of Calendars and the Nifa Days. An ardent enthusiast of stories rooted in the Northeast Frontier Agency (NIFA) era and its aftermath, John Pebi Tato expressed his gratitude to Mamang Dai for the cherished signed copy. Mamang Dai, a distinguished poet and novelist from Arunachal Pradesh, adorned with the prestigious titles of Padma Shri and Sahitya Akademi awardee, unfolds a captivating chronicle within the pages of her book. The narrative spans the tumultuous period in Arunachal Pradesh, commencing from the Nifa days and extending to the contemporary era. John Pebi Tato expressed his perpetual appreciation for the signed copy, acknowledging Mamang Day's literary prowess. The novel seamlessly blends Arunachal Pradesh's history, mythology, and political landscape over time. The protagonist, Mamang, embarks on a poignant journey from Delhi to her native land, driven by a project that delves into the intricacies of her birthplace and its inhabitants. Through Mamang's narrative, Dai skillfully interlaces elements of fiction with historical accounts, meticulously chronicling the transition from the Nifa era to the formal establishment of Arunachal Pradesh as the 24th state of India in 1987. On page 5, the narrative of Escaping the Land takes a riveting turn as Mamang, the protagonist and narrator, stumbles upon an intriguing discovery, an old journal labeled Nifa Notebook. This signals a pivotal moment in the story, hinting at a deeper exploration into the history of Arunachal Pradesh. However, before Mamang can delve into the contents of the journal, she encounters Luder, an aging veteran politician and the son of a shaman. Luder, having enjoyed a long and successful political career since the state's formation, becomes a crucial character in the unfolding tale. Mamang seeks to unravel the past by urging Luder to share his insights and stories. Together, they embark on a journey into the bygone eras of Arunachal Pradesh, setting the stage for a captivating exploration of the region's history. The narrative skillfully intertwines Mamang's quest with Luder's experiences, creating a rich tapestry of historical events and personal anecdotes. As Mamang begins to immerse herself in the old journal and Luder's tales, the story delves into significant historical events. One such episode is the Boer War of 1911, centering around British political officer Noel Williamson and his ill-fated expedition into the Boer Hills. The encounter with tribesmen along the way leads to the tragic death of Dr. Gregorson, Williamson's colleague. The aftermath of this incident unfolds in the punitive expedition of 1911, where British troops march into the Siang Valley. The Boer people are defeated, and a peace settlement is reached, marked by the surrender of weapons and the establishment of a permanent post in Pasayat. The narrative further unfolds with the renaming of the hill areas as the frontier tracts in 1914, providing a glimpse into the evolving geopolitical landscape of the region. This masterfully crafted blend of historical accounts and personal narratives enhances the depth and intrigue of Escaping the Land, captivating readers with its exploration of Arunachal Pradesh's rich and tumultuous past. The narrative of Escaping the Land by Mamang delves into the Aching Mori incident, a tragic episode that unfolded in October 1953 in a small village named Aching Mori. In this village, a group of men accompanied by armed forces faced a violent attack. Regrettably, the incident resulted in the loss of 47 lives, including the leader and 27 soldiers who were sent by the government to explore an area beyond Along. The repercussions of the Aching Mori incident were profound. The name Aching Mori gained prominence, prompting people to consult large books and maps to understand its significance. The historical records of British India, according to Day's narrative, revealed a somewhat confusing early history of the region. This complexity stemmed from changes in rules implemented in response to conflicts or raids by tribes. These stories serve as a portal to the past, offering insights into the landscape, tribal settlements, and governmental responses of the time. Mamang, the protagonist, embarks on a journey through historical accounts and discovers that in the past, some believed Aching Mori to be located in the Boer Hills. This misconception highlights the lack of accurate information among people of that era, potentially attributed to the dense forests and hilly landscapes that hindered knowledge about the inhabitants on the other side. The Aching Mori incident in January 1954, however, marked a turning point. The remaining areas were designated as the Northeast Frontier Agency (NIFA). This region was intended to be overseen by the president through the governor of Assam as his representative, operating under the guidance of the Ministry of External Affairs. The historical events narrated in Escaping the Land not only provide a glimpse into the tragic incidents that shaped the region but also shed light on the evolving geopolitical landscape and the establishment of administrative structures such as the NIFA. This captivating blend of personal discovery and historical exploration adds depth to Day's narrative, inviting readers to reflect on the complex and multifaceted history of Arunachal Pradesh. In Mamang Escaping the Land, the character Lipun emerges as a pivotal figure, a 24-year-old man chosen among the initial group of tribal individuals to pursue education in Shillong, away from NIFA Northeast Frontier Agency. The stipend of 60 rupees granted to them, with the majority allocated for meal expenses, reflects the financial challenges they faced. The news of the Aching Mori incident cast a shadow over Lipun and his peers, igniting intense discussions about the unsettling events and the individuals involved. As Lipun navigates through this period of fear and uncertainty, he undergoes a personal revelation about his hometown. The isolation of tribes in nearby valleys makes information gathering challenging, contributing to Lipyun's realization that he knows very little about his own community. The educational system, conducted in Assamese with teachers from Assam, adds another layer to the cultural and linguistic dynamics shaping Lipyun's understanding of his heritage. The narrative in Escaping the Land also explores the prevailing attitudes among officers of that time. Many held the belief that tribes were ungovernable and deserving of punishment, advocating for aggressive approaches in dealing with them. In contrast, Lipyun, a young and energetic officer from Nifa, challenges this perspective. He questions whether the lack of effective communication and understanding might have contributed to the tragic events in the wilderness of Aking Mori. Lipyun's empathetic stance contrasts with the prevailing notion of hostility, as he contemplates the possibility that those entering the tribal lands did so as strangers. Amidst the prevailing sentiments advocating for aggression, Lipyun stands out with a deep sense of shame and heartfelt compassion for his homeland. His commitment to understanding and communicating with the indigenous people becomes evident when he is assigned to Along as a junior government official. Along, serving as the main camp for the government's troops, becomes Lipyun's new station, where he receives a salary of 175 rupees, along with an additional 13 rupees for ration expenses. Lipyun's journey in Escaping the Land reflects not only the complexities of the historical period but also the internal conflicts and evolving perspectives within the diverse communities of Nifa. The narrative unfolds a poignant chapter in Nefa's history, capturing the stark contrast between the office's perspective advocating aggression and Lipyun's deep sense of shame and compassion for his homeland. Lipyun's assignment as a junior government official in Along, the main camp for government troops, provides a glimpse into the challenging circumstances faced by those stationed in Nifa. The absence of basic amenities like roads, electricity, towns, and shops paints Nifa as a harsh and austere environment. Despite the hardships, individuals, motivated by a sense of adventure, courageously stepped forward to serve in this challenging territory. The aftermath of the 1962 border war brings forth a desolate image of Nifa. The administrative center, once bustling with activity, transformed into a deserted town. The chaos at the Pasayat hospital mirrors the toll of conflict on the region. With the CRPF taking over duties in Nifa and stationed at Chiangtaho in the Kameng Hills, the atmosphere among the young Jawans reflects a sense of boredom as they engage in activities like playing volleyball to pass the time. However, the tranquility is shattered when a group of tribesmen armed with swords launches a deadly attack, killing 9 Jawans. The barracks are set ablaze, and an administrative officer from Assam loses his life. The attackers vanish without a trace, leaving behind a grim reminder of the ongoing hostilities and the unpredictable nature of the region. This account paints a somber picture of Nifa, emphasizing the human cost of conflicts and the challenges faced by those serving in this remote and tumultuous terrain. The juxtaposition of adventure seekers and the harsh realities of the region adds depth to the narrative, prompting reflection on the sacrifices and complexities embedded in the history of Nifa. The narrative takes a dramatic turn as a group of tribesmen, armed with swords, launches a fatal attack, resulting in the death of 9 Jawans and the killing of an administrative officer in his house. The attackers vanish mysteriously, and in the aftermath, the prospect of bombing the area is considered by some officials. However, as with the Aking Mori incident, opinions within the government oscillate between agreement and disagreement. The central government in Delhi is preoccupied with its own challenges following the recent Chinese attack, adding another layer of complexity to the decision-making process. Amidst this tumultuous environment, Lipyun emerges as a central figure who decides to venture alone into the Kameng Valley. As he walks, the villagers observe him, and he, no longer an outsider, is warmly welcomed. Taking the opportunity, Lipyun engages with the villagers, dispelling their concerns about soldiers being perceived as a looming threat. He clarifies the government's intentions, emphasizing its efforts to safeguard the people from unforeseen threats like the recent Chinese aggression and to provide assistance in times of disease. The vivid portrayal of Nifa days in the book immerses the reader in the dense forest, with scattered thatched houses, tribesmen armed for battle, and families seeking safety on the hills. The plains inhabitants stationed at the foothills plan to venture into the unknown wilderness, encapsulating the tension and uncertainty of the era. As the narrative unfolds, the story transitions from the Nifa era to the early 90s, marking the birth of Arunachal Pradesh. This evolution introduces a myriad of challenges, accompanied by a political saga and an upsurge in demands. The book captures the essence of this transformative period, providing a rich and immersive experience for the reader, complete with the complexities, struggles, and aspirations of the people during this historical transition. The transition from the Nifa era to the early 90s in Escaping the Land marks the birth of Arunachal Pradesh, ushering in a new phase laden with challenges. This period sees the emergence of a political saga and a surge in demands, encapsulating the complexities of the evolving landscape. In the chapter titled Insurgency, Kameen voices his frustration, challenging the romanticized narrative of Nifa days, environment, and culture. He bluntly describes the harsh reality of life, asserting that they live like animals, barely a step away from cave dwellers. Kameen criticizes the use of ancestral swords in conflicts, the absence of consequences for taking lives, and the dominance of tribal law over any form of a legal framework. He paints a stark picture of the jungle, the river, and the struggles they face with nature, expressing his discontent with the rituals performed for protection. Kameen's impassioned outburst continues as he decries the lack of progress and development. He laments the absence of roads, power, and industry, emphasizing the stagnation that has persisted for decades. In his view, surrendering and perishing seem like the inevitable fate unless substantial changes occur. The character then delves into the issue of awareness and education among the people. Kameen highlights the lack of knowledge about the issues at hand and the available options. He asserts that a significant majority of the population doesn't read newspapers, and even among the 1% who do, very few actively engage with the villages to inform residents about their choices. Kameen poses a challenging question, questioning whether people will ever become informed and empowered to bring about change. This excerpt from the book, as presented on JPT Rights, captures the socio-political complexities and the internal conflicts within the region during this transformative period. Kameen's poignant critique reflects a broader questioning of the status quo, paving the way for deeper reflections on the path ahead for Arunachal Pradesh. The narrative unfolds with Kameen expressing his concerns about a bill advocated by Auhun, Looter's friend from Dabang Valley. Auhun sought to elevate the draft bill to an official anti-terrorists bill, a move that Kameen feared might lead to trouble in the future. However, in the subsequent chapter titled Center State, the author highlights a shift in perception as Auhun, who had been pushing for the anti-terrorist bill, is now referred to as Hitler. The people condemn it as a harsh and unjust act, holding Auhun responsible. Auhun, in response to the criticism, clarifies his stance. He explains that underground organizations are rapidly emerging, with young individuals being enticed by well-established terrorist groups. Auhun cites examples like the Arunachal Dragon Force, Tiger Force, and the People's Volunteer Force, as evidence of this troubling trend. Despite insights shared by Kellen from Tirap, who elucidated the situation on their side to Looter, Auhun remains steadfast in advocating for the necessity of a robust law to counter the rising insurgency. A crucial question is posed to the politicians: how can they be well off and yet indifferent to the warning signs? How can they stand by as passive observers? Mamang astutely depicts the current state of affairs in the region, drawing parallels with the presence of groups like NSCN and its splinter factions in the TCL areas, acting as a major obstacle to political and economic advancement. The detrimental impact is highlighted, and much like Auhun's stance, the government implements the Armed Forces Special Powers Act (AFSPA) to address insurgency and reduce levels of bloodshed and violence. This excerpt from the book captures the complexity of the political landscape, the struggle against insurgency, and the ethical dilemmas faced by those advocating for stringent measures to maintain order. The narrative mirrors real-world challenges, providing readers with a thought-provoking exploration of the delicate balance between security measures and civil liberties. In Escaping the Land, Mam skillfully depicts the current state of affairs in the region, acknowledging the persistent challenges posed by groups like NSCN and its splinter factions in the TCL areas. Their presence remains a significant obstacle to the political and economic advancement of the state, resulting in a detrimental impact. Parallel to Auhun's stance in the narrative, the government has implemented the Armed Forces Special Powers Act (AFSPA) to address insurgency, aiming to reduce levels of bloodshed and violence. The book contains a compelling quote that resonates with readers: "No other animal tries to hide his inherent nature except man." This profound observation hints at the complex and often contradictory nature of human behavior, suggesting that humans possess a unique ability to conceal their true selves. Mam eloquently captures the evolution of economic activities in the state, noting that while In the past, activities like earth cutting and tree felling were primary industries. The dynamics have shifted dramatically. New sources of income have emerged, and contemporary elections reflect a changed landscape. Candidates may now spend exorbitant amounts on a relatively small number of voters, illustrating the altered political and economic dimensions. The author's contemplation on the aftermath of elections, expressed with the question, what happens at the end of elections?